George Orwell stands as one of the most widely read and frequently cited literary figures of the 20th century. His work resonates across political ideologies and worldviews, with insights on language, technology, truth manipulation, and totalitarianism that remain relevant beyond any single era or movement. Born Eric Arthur Blair in 1903 in Bengal, India, then part of the British Empire, he later adopted the pen name George Orwell to protect his family's reputation. Orwell's childhood was marked by a mix of modest means and upper-middle-class pretensions. His mother came from a wealthy background, but by his birth, the family had limited finances, and his father worked as a civil servant. Orwell described his upbringing as a blend of poverty and snobbery. After returning to England, Orwell attended preparatory school thanks to family connections, where his intelligence and unique personality became clear. Despite scholarships to prestigious schools like Wellington and Eton, he found academic life unpleasant and chose not to attend university. Instead, in 1922, he joined the British Imperial Service as a colonial police officer in Burma, an experience he found deeply troubling and contrary to his values, leading to his resignation 5 years later. Following this, Orwell worked various low-paying jobs in Paris and London, including at a second-hand bookstore. During this period, he began publishing novels such as Burmese Days, A Clergyman's Daughter, and Keep the Aspidistra Flying. His diverse experiences fostered an affinity for ordinary people, those with simple jobs, little education, and no desire for power or status, while he grew critical of intellectuals. Despite becoming one of the most influential intellectuals of his time, Orwell's significant breakthrough came after traveling to Spain in 1936 to report on the Spanish Civil War. He soon joined the Republican militia to fight fascism, motivated by a commitment to common decency. During the war, he was wounded by a sniper, but was perhaps more disturbed by how the media distorted the truth. He observed widespread falsification in war reporting battles invented or ignored, heroes and cowards falsely portrayed, and recognized how history was being rewritten to fit political agendas rather than facts. This realization exposed Orwell to the erosion of objective truth, replaced increasingly by ideological narratives. He warned that abandoning the pursuit of truthful history paves the way for totalitarianism, where individual freedom is sacrificed to state control. Orwell argued this threat transcends political ideologies and warned against the manipulation of truth as a common foundation of such regimes. During the early 20th century, totalitarianism was spreading in various forms across Europe and beyond. Orwell believed literature could serve as a tool to alert society to these dangers and inspire resistance. He aimed to make political writing an art form fueled by a desire to expose lies and highlight injustice, rather than purely for artistic merit. Though Orwell had published several books by 1939, his global recognition soared with the release of Animal Farm in 1945. This allegorical novella depicts a group of farm animals who overthrow their human owners only to see their new leaders, pigs named Snowball and Napoleon, become just as corrupt and oppressive. The story critiques the Russian Revolution and Stalin's regime, but also reveals universal truths about political power, revolution, and corruption. Orwell's use of animals made complex social and political ideas accessible to a wide audience, contributing to the book's rapid and enduring popularity. That same year, Orwell suffered personal tragedy with the loss of his wife during surgery. Soon after, he battled tuberculosis but completed one final major work, 1984, published in 1949. This dystopian novel follows Winston Smith, a man living under the oppressive rule of Oceania's totalitarian government, led by Big Brother. Constant surveillance, propaganda, thought control through language, and brutal enforcement by the thought police create a society where independent thought is punished and truth is distorted. Orwell's depiction of doublethink accepting contradictory beliefs simultaneously illustrates the psychological control wielded by such regimes. The novel's bleak ending, where Winston ultimately accepts and loves Big Brother, serves as a chilling warning. 1984 was immediately successful and remains one of the most influential works in the dystopian genre. Orwell's death from tuberculosis in 1950 cut short his career, but his legacy grew. Terms like Orwellian emerged to describe conditions, reminiscent of his warnings, where freedom is suppressed through language manipulation and state control. However, Orwell himself was not simply an anti-socialist critic. He advocated democratic socialism and criticized totalitarianism regardless of political origin. He was also anti-capitalist, believing capitalism fosters inequality and concentrated power, making the common references to Orwell by pro-capitalist advocates somewhat ironic. Regardless of one's agreement with Orwell's views, his influence is undeniable. His exploration of how language and psychology intersect with politics remains deeply relevant. Orwell's skill in turning complex, abstract ideas into compelling narratives helped raise awareness about threats to freedom and truth. His work reminds us that tyranny is a persistent risk inherent in humanity, not just history. Orwell understood that even well-meaning societies can slide into oppression. While he warned about the dangers of absolute objective truth's disappearance, a counterpoint might be accepting that all truth is subjective, shaped by limited perceptions and values. This perspective challenges the fuel for totalitarianism by recognizing fallibility and encouraging humility and compassion in navigating differences. Such mutual respect may be the foundation for the common decency Orwell championed. Though this is challenging, Orwell's ultimate message was simple: preventing tyranny depends on active vigilance and responsibility. As he put it regarding the dangers illustrated in 1984, don't let it happen. It depends on you.